Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be on this makeup look. Obviously you can switch out the colours, not do the glitter, not do the blue eyeliner, but the actual technique is all the same. So this is how you do a double cut crease. Well, this is how I do it anyway. But yeah, if you want to see how to get this makeup look, then just keep on watching. So to start off, I'm going to be using my Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base to prime. Just prime this all over the face. I like this before makeup because it just acts as like a nice base. Next, I'm going to be using It Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye in Light all over my lid. Just to like conceal like all the veininess. It's quite a thick concealer, so I wouldn't just use this. I am going to go in with MAC Prep and Prime 24-hour Extended Eye Base. Such a good eye primer. I just like to use this though with my fingers, just like patting it in, rubbing it across, all the way up to the brow bone, and this just helps with the longevity, the colour payoff, it stops creasing, but also to stop creasing you want to set it, so I'm just setting it with the RCMA No Colour Powder. And then for brows, I'm going to be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow in Caramel. This is a nice like warm brown, like to complement my hair as well. And I do have a video on how I do my brows, but I just like to start off like in the middle, work my way to the end, and then use excess product at the front just to flick up. And I do like to build the back of my eyebrow, like the tail of it, up, because it is very sparse. So yeah, I'm just doing that, and then I like to carve them out a little bit with concealer. I like to use the MAC Pro Longwear concealer to carve them, and then I'm going to be using the Morphe Jaclyn Hill Favourites palette. I don't think you can get this palette anymore, but you can get these shades, so I'll try and leave down below what the actual eyeshadow is called. But yeah, I'm just using this on a Sigma E40 all over my crease area, blending sort of windscreen wiper motions, and then I'm going to use a bigger fluffy brush, but it's more tapered, so it comes to more like a point. Just using this directly into the socket, building up the colour. Then I'm going to be using Real Gar from the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette on a smaller sort of like pointed crease brush. This is from Zoeva, and I'm going to be using this just to create like a winged shape in the centre of my eye. And I'm going to be taking the peachy shade from before and just buffing out the edges. This is a long process, it takes a while, you just want to keep going back and forth between each shade and just building up the colour, blending out, building up the colour, blending it out. So I probably blended for a good 20 minutes, not gonna lie. But yeah, just creating that wing shape, and this just creates a lot of dimension, a lot of depth, and this helps when you carve out your crease, just to like make it look really seamless. It just looks really, really good. So yeah, I'm gonna just keep blending, yeah, that brush with it, I think that's just off eBay, by the way. To carve out my crease, I like to use MAC Pro Longwear. This is NW15. And well, first off, I did use the It Cosmetics one because it was just on my hand, but it's too thick. So yeah, I like to use something a little bit more viscous, is that the word? Yeah, so just using that to carve out my crease. Just going right above where my crease naturally folds. This is the most flattering on my eye shape because it is quite hooded, my eyelid, so I like to do that. And that's how it should look, so you could leave it just like that, obviously. But that's kind of like the basis of how I would do a cut crease. So just gonna try and mimic that on the other side. But like my eyes are quite uneven, like the shape of them, I just don't find them very even, so I find it quite hard to get them like spot on. But you know, once like all the lashes and everything on, nobody will really know. So, but as you can see, I got more darker like shades on the outer corner of my right eye with this, so I'm just going back to my left, just to darken it up, and then I cleaned it up again. So that's kind of like as good as it's gonna get. And then I just like to set the actual eyelid with a white eyeshadow. So I'm taking one from the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette and just packing on the white shade. This just stops creasing and will just make it easier for like other eyeshadows on top to blend. Taking the peach shade again with my concealer brush, and I'm just making an exact replica of the shape, like parallel to the line. So I'm not actually going right up to that line, leaving a gap and just packing on the colour as parallel and as even as I can get it. So I just kept like packing the colour on until it was the colour I wanted. And then I'm just using a Real Techniques accent brush and Real Gar from the Anastasia palette, and just going right up to that line, that crease line, the second crease line that we made, and buffing it out just so it creates that bit of depth. And obviously you can just leave it like that. But I like to put glitter in the mix, so yeah, just doing the exact same thing on the other side here. And yeah, it just takes a bit of practice. It's quite easy to do. I know it looks like quite hard to do this, but it is quite easy. Yeah, and then just darken up the edges. And then if you do make any mistakes, I just took some concealer just to go in between there, just to like brighten it up and to like correct any mistakes. Here I'm using the NYX Crystal Liner. Oh my dear god, this burns your eyes like crazy. It only lasts for 2 minutes, but like if you have sensitive eyes, do not buy this. This is my first time using it, and I'm like I was just mortified. But yeah, it actually says on the bottle as well, not safe for around the eyes, so that just says it all. But yeah, here is the NYX Vivid Brights eyeliner. This is in the Sapphire one. I absolutely love this eyeliner. It doesn't like crack or crumble off. It's just like, it just lasts all day. It's crazy, and it really brings up my eyes. I don't really use blue that much on my eyes because I have green eyes, but I like it. So I'm just creating like a parallel line to the double cut crease that we've done. I don't want to touch the end of it. I just want to, yeah, create a parallel line. For the face, ooh, my phone's going off. Sorry, for the face, I'm going to be using the Becca Backlight Primer Filter. It's just a nice glowy primer. And then for foundation, I'm going in with the L'Oreal True Match. This is in Golden Ivory. I do prefer to use more yellow undertone foundations. I know I have pink undertones, but I just don't like to look pink. But as you can see, it's covering my redness really, really well. It's a nice medium coverage, but I build it up to full all the time. It's really buildable. So I'm just using a Makeup Geek foundation stippling brush and then the Real Techniques sponge, damp, just to build up the coverage where I need it on my cheeks mainly. But yeah, this creates like the most flawless finish ever, and it lasts all day, and it's really good with dry skin. So what more can you want? This is the Sephora Bright Future Gel Serum Concealer. Yeah, I took the stopper out of it so I can use it easily now. I don't have to like dot it on, but I did use a bit too much product, so I would use less, but I'm just going to use the sponge just to like soak up the excess product and blend it out. And it does make me look very white. This is in O2 Meringue, by the way. That's the shade of it. But yeah, just blending it out with the beauty sponge. But yeah, I really, really love this concealer. It doesn't crease on me when I set it, obviously, and just lasts a long amount of time. And I like the coverage that it gives as well. So yes, I like that a lot. Meringue is more like pinky tone, so it corrected like the blue tones in my eyes quite well. But yeah, once I blend this out, I was like, shit, I look pale. So I'm just putting on some Chanel Soleil Tan de Chanel. This has lasted me such a long time, like crazy amount of time. But yeah, just buffing that in with my Real Techniques sculpting brush. And I'm just blending up the edges with the sponge, but it just creates like a really nice shadow. It's not too warm, that's why I like it on my face skin. It just it just works with my face skin really, really well. And yeah, I'm going to go in with the Cover FX Custom Enhancing Drops in Moonlight. So this is the second lightest shade. What I noticed, you have to work with this quite quickly, so I shouldn't have like put it on both cheeks or all of my face at once. I should have just like done one cheek, blended it out, done another cheek, but I've learned from my lesson. So yeah, I'm just blending it out now with the sponge, but it does have like an oilier consistency, but it kind of like dries down quite fast, if you get what I mean. Yeah, once I blended it out, it was fine. Just setting my under eyes and like kind of baking a bit with the RCMA No Colour Powder and the sponge, just to like set my face. I do like to set my face even though I've got dry skin. And then to further set my face, I'm going to be using the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish Natural in Medium Plus, and just tapping that all over my face with a big Sigma brush. I don't like to like rub this in, I like to just pat it in, just so I don't disturb any of my makeup underneath. And then just to set my bronzer, I'm going to be using the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer in Light Bronzer. I absolutely love this bronzer, it blends like a dream, it's amazing for face skin. So I'm just putting that on all the points where I've bronzed before. And then I'm going to be using the Bahama Mama bronzer by The Balm. This is a more cool tone bronzer, so I like to use this to contour more so. And I'm just going to go down the sides of the nose, my forehead, cheekbones, jawline. But here I went a little bit OTT with the nose contour. So just to fix that, I just go over it with my beauty sponge, just kind of dab over it. It doesn't affect the makeup at all when I do that. And then I just pressed the rest of the loose powder in. For blush, I'm going to be using Kat Von D Shine Light Blush in Hansel and Gretel, which is a nice sort of mauvey pinky blush. And then for the rest of my face, I just go over it with the Makeup Forever Pro Finish powder in 113. So it's a very light powder. It's a powder foundation, but it's not too full coverage. I mean, it has got a bit of a coverage to it, but I like to use a light layer and just buff it all over my face with a little buffing brush. And yeah, this is the buffing technique. So Wayne Goss uses this and I really enjoy it. I do it all the time now, like especially if I go on nights out, because my makeup just looks flawless like all night. So I just like to buff over everything, all my blush, everything. It doesn't affect it, it looks really good. So that's how I get my makeup to look sort of flawless all day. And then I'm just using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Kit in That Glow, taking the two lightest shades, just putting this all over my face really. Because I am dry, I like to look glowy. I don't like to look matte at all. So put this on the high points, my nose, above my eyebrow, my cupid's bow, my chin. And what I like about this is that you can make it look just subtle or you can make it look really intense. So I like to build mine up because I like an intense like whap, bam, in your face highlight. So yeah, just going over all the points twice. If you wet your brush with MAC Fix Plus or something, it would look even more wet if you like that look. Just to clean up under my contour, I'm just using the Makeup Forever Pro Finish powder that I used all over, and just obviously taking a little bit more of it and just going right underneath, and this just creates like a nice smooth even finish underneath. Going in with the same peachy orangey shades that I did on the lid, just mimicking the same action underneath. So going in with the peachy shade and then going in with the darker like orangey shade underneath the lash line. And then I've used MAC Costa Riche eyeliner and Maybelline Lash Sensational Mascara. And then for lips, I just like to overline my lips slightly with the Jordana Rock and Rose lip liner. I am thinking about getting my lips done. I don't know what to do. I've said it to my friends and they're just like, no. Luke is like, no. But I always overline them and it's really obvious and I hate it, and I just want them to naturally be a little bit plumper. But I don't know what I'm going to do. But yeah, that is that. And then I like to use this. This is the Dose of Colours Koi lipstick, which is just a nice peachy lipstick to complement the eyes. Sorry if I sound a bit kooky, by the way. I've like filmed this voiceover so many times and it just keeps crashing my computer, so I'm just like, oh my god, really? Yeah, these are the Primer Lash lashes in 910. Very comparable to House of Lashes Iconic, if you ask me. But yeah, this is the completed look, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you did like it, please press the like button and subscribe if you are not already. And yeah, that's about it. I will see you in my next video. Love you guys. Bye bye. Mwah.